Impromptu Podcast with SSquared, doing black excellent things with his black excellent friends.
Where Jen at? Jen, she on the set of Belly? Where you?
She got the purple lights on. She got the purple lights on.
Yeah, she doing the Belly intro. All right, go get it, Jen. Hold on, go ahead. I'll load up the music.
Oh, here you go.
Go ahead, Jen. Go ahead. Do you walk into the club, Jen?
Ready? Are you ready? What's going on?
What do you say? It was the best of times or the worst of times?
What's going on?
My man Buns.
We going to Africa, T. We going to Africa. Oh my God.
Oh yeah. Y'all know y'all get us together. We don't have no sense. So Jen, what is your most important album, CD, or EP compilation? Since you on the younger side, it might be an EP compilation. I don't know what y'all call them. EP project.
I would say the Diggable Planets joints that we talked about, Al. What's the name of the album? What's the name of the album?
How can it be important if you don't know the name of the album?
I know the songs.
Well, you're gonna have to sing them then.
Al know the song, the album. What's the album?
Al, you on mute, Al.
Okay, we're on mute. It's really bad light in this room. I'm sitting on the floor.
You got the purple going.
It's not. I don't know why you keep saying purple. Is that supposed to be?
We're saying purple because it's purple.
It's not
Right.
purple.
Blue? What is that? Chartreuse?
Now it's gone. Whatever you did is gone.
So you got the orange backlight. She got her YouTube. That's that YouTube special. You got the orange on one side and the purplish blue on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
You've been watching them tutorials.
Got the fluorescent fingernails going on and everything.
You've been watching them tutorials.
Oh my God.
Al, you back?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can. She said, "What's that Diggable Planets?"
I can't think of the album. Hold on, 1 second.
Al, you drive. You can't be
Googling.
Making him look it up while you driving.
It's either Blowout Comb or what's that?
It's not Blowout Comb. That's the second one.
What did they call that thing?
Space or something.
Yeah, reaching something. Yeah, a new time and space continuum or something like that.
Yeah, I think it is Reaching. So yeah, I think that the Real Planets album was important for me because it's a group. We have a female MC in there. It's kind of a new genre of hip hop. We have the elements of poetry, the jazz elements, and the whole thing, and the heavy jazz samples and things like that. Yeah, and it was like the first time ever hearing that type of flow and mix. I know from my neck of the woods, so I was really mesmerized by that. And so, yeah, it definitely left a mark on me and just made me want to, definitely hear more. Yeah, I was starting to watch that Netflix documentary about the women in hip-hop. That was pretty interesting. I got pretty far. I don't think I got to the end of it, though.
Okay. Well, that's cool. I like to, give some other different perspective. That type of the jazzier stuff when it started coming out in that early 90s, I did start to like some of that stuff, but I had to listen to that stuff because this is a time I'm grown. Y'all little kids still. I'm grown, and you going out to clubs or just hanging out and stuff like that. And my boy, shout out to Al and Cal Stroud. you know, that's what they listened to. You know, they were the hip hop people. They the one that what the limited knowledge that I had helped me to it. So, you know, I had to keep up with them. And being a teacher, I wanted to hear what the kids was listening to as well. So I let them bring in stuff. Although this wasn't the stuff they wasn't doing in the early 90s. They was still trying to be hardcore because I was on the east side of Detroit my first year. So my first full year, I would say. So you know, so they were still doing a lot of underground stuff, definitely local stuff. And you got into the gangster rap it's kind of getting bigger at that time as well. So that's what they were listening to. Now that stuff, you know, Diggable Plans and stuff like that, that was stuff that I would listen to. But remember, I won't say I was anti hip hop, but you know, that wasn't the top. That wasn't the thing that I was going to those record stores to buy my CDs. I wasn't buying that stuff until much later.
My second pick would have been Tribe because they were heavy on the jazz samples. They even had a track, We Got the Jazz, that like I loved even being in the sixth grade. Like that song spoke to me. It's just crazy that I just kind of had like an old soul like that. That yeah, but it's like the same vibe. You know what I mean?
I really like that
Okay.
one in part because the video not just had the We Got the Jazz joint, but it had the break and the bugging out, so you was able to kind of get 2 for 1 when you was listening, you know, watching the video on Rap City or whatever too. But yeah, so that Tribe album dropped in '91. Yeah, Low End Theory dropped in '91. So like having that, and then you know, like I said, following up with my favorite, which you know in '92, and then into '93, well, fall of '93, late summer '93, Midnight Marauders dropped. So like just having those 3 years, '91, '92, '93, and having, you know, 2 Tribe albums and that Pete Rock album drop. And then if I'm not mistaken, I think either '94 or '95, I think it might have been '95, the second Pete Rock album, Pete Rock's Smooth album dropped. So that was a good time. That was a good time. Good time to be hip to music.
Okay. Oh yeah. Now since Al is not on yet, we'll wait. I'll wait for Al, but I'll do mine now. And a part of mine, if you remember in the C4 challenge, I told the story of Warren Moon, and I always call that part the age of enlightenment because that to me was important because I was realizing being a black man meant something and it was different and you had to prepare for it. And the reason why this album was so important to me is the song of the key of life, Stevie Wonder, one of my all-time, my probably my favorite album of all time because of that time. I can remember sitting in the floor, it must have been the American Music Awards, and watching this guy that looked like me. Matter of fact, a lot of roots in Michigan. In fact, at my school that I teach at, that used to be affiliated with, I want to steal it. Used to be affiliated with the Michigan School of the Deaf. There's a big portrait of Stevie Wonder in his gown because he graduated from there, and that's a dope picture. Again, I really wanted to take it, but you know I couldn't. You know, don't want to go to jail. But that album was very important to me because you know I can remember him winning all those awards and seeing a black man win in those awards. And no, you know, around that time, noticing that probably my first entry into black. Y'all know I'm talking about black excellence all the time. The first entry into black excellence, because that album was great. Um, in fact, you know, Knock Me Off My Feet is on there. Um, I don't know if I could do over, but I did use that in my wedding. But I might do it again. I don't know. I guess I have to pick another song, but that was still one of my favorites.
Knock you off your feet with your wedding song.
It was one of them. You know, being a musician, amateur musician, but I love music. I had a lot of music in my wedding, and that was one of them. Ass is on that, one of my favorite songs, and of course, I Wish and things like that. So I loved it, and to me, it represented. And I was just talking to my sister today too. I said, girl, when you left, the age of enlightenment came. I got the house to myself. I got to go to the bigger room, and I can remember just your father tell you these stories about yeah. So that was I love. Now remember, I have, especially with music, and my sister being as older. My sister 9 years older than I am, so I got a lot of older music when I was little. We was talking about. I didn't really have that fun music because I was listening to that. Because my sister listened to the Manhattans and stuff like that, and my parents, which were older, had their stuff. So, but that was the album that resonated with me. It was a 2 album set too. I'm talking about album. Had the physical vinyl for that one. Jen, you don't know nothing about that. You probably allergic to vinyl.
I might have that around here. While y'all talking, I might be able to pull that one out.
Right. So so that one is my most important because it was the one that made me reminded me of changing into going into this world looking at it as a black man and the things that we have to we go against and also it's a actually helped me with my my math major and stuff as well because that is a part of the story. The other part was the Warren Moon and seeing how black men was treated because we have these gifts and stuff like that, but he wasn't drafted in the NFL. He had to go to the CFL first, and those two happened around the same time. So that's why I call it the age of enlightenment because I said we have to traverse through this life in a different way. So that was mine is songs of the key of life. So I love that one. That was bad. I see you. Oh, let's put you up on the big screen. Yo, yeah. I have it. I probably have it in every format other than 8-track.
Yeah, it was definitely a dope album. Like you said, it's a double, so it had just lots of classics. I feel like almost every song off this is a classic when you really sit and listen to the album. I feel like every song is there's no like fillers. Like every song is a song that people know. So
Right.
I don't know many albums like that.
Right. So that's my Al Pete. You have anything about the songs of the key of life you want to add in? You're on mute. You still on mute.
I have no clue why I'm. Can y'all hear me now?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
We can.
it's trash, whatever. You know what? This might be another conversation, but I would like to know, like, and this is the I guess the stigma of black people in the whole like STEM category. But I would love to know like how you incorporated mathematics into the music. You know what I'm saying? To the music that's going on, right? Well, that the black music.
Okay. Well, what happened is, in short, I actually got a workshop about this. I have a workshop. That's where it came from. Is that music playing music helped me with math because I learned fractions and stuff by doing music.
Right.
Knowing what the notes and stuff, and then sports. The stats and stuff like that was the thing that got me more into sports because I used to go around with my Street and Smith books and stuff like that. And is that somebody? Oh, that's okay. We got another visitor with us. We got a special guest tonight. Um, yeah. So we were talking. So you going back to music. So the sports gave me that stats and stuff because that's what got me into the math and stuff was doing stats. So both of those together. So there's a picture or there's a spot on that presentation with Warren Moon and Stevie Wonder because when I put those two things together, that what made me have that love for math, because music helped me learn it, and sports helped me put a practical application to it.
Mm, I follow. Cause listen, I feel like STEM. I feel like when it comes to STEM, anything STEM is like nerd, quirky, that type of thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, listen, I was in that mode before I did communications. My major that I really wanted to go into was civil engineering. So like,
Okay.
yeah, so dealing with any type of engineering. I mean, civil engineering is basically like, I mean, the first thing you think about is architect, but still with the architects, you're thinking about physics. You know what I'm saying? You're thinking of like, algebra 2, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So like I was almost in that lane, but what took me away from it was we didn't have a teacher, a physics teacher for my senior year in high school. So I was like, all right, cool. Let me switch to communications because I feel like I love English. So that's why when it comes to people that's in mathematics, and I just be wondering about that. That's all. So.
Thank you for viewing and listening to the special edition Impromptu Podcast. Join us once again as we continue the conversation with our Black Excellence friends. This is a Dripping in Black production.